So in February 1898, we had the sinking of the United States Maine in the port of Havana, Cuba. This killed 266 sailors. This is hard to believe because the ship is guarded by the United States Marines, who do a pretty crackerjack job of that. And William Randolph Hearst coined two phrases. The first one being when asking his photographers if anything was going on in Havana, they said, no, nothing's going on here. And he said, you provide the photographs and I will provide the war. Words to that effect. Can't really verify that quote, but it's out there. It's out there in the lexicon. Anyway, the other term that William Randolph Hearst's newspaper chain coined was, remember the Maine and to hell with Spain, implicating the Spanish in the sinking of the United States vessel, killing 266 American sailors. Anyway, I'm going to call that poppycock. I'm going to call that a false flag attack. Perhaps 266 people did die, not unlike the World Trade Center, you know, which killed, I don't know, 2,700 people in New York and a couple hundred people at the Pentagon. But the point is that it's a secured Navy port facility, Port of Havana, which has been under United States Marine control for 150 years. So there's no way that should have happened unless it was done deliberately on purpose. Alright, then we have Pearl Harbor, the surprise sneak attack by the Japanese, who somehow took 6 aircraft carriers with all the support ships required for refueling and food and provisions and other escort services, and they steam right through a United States Navy blockade oil embargo and then surprise the dumbass Americans at Pearl Harbor. But the Japanese forget to take out the power grid, and they destroy 3 battleships from World War I, which nobody cares about. The USS Arizona, the Nebraska, and I think the Tennessee. USS Tennessee. Or the Oklahoma. I think it was the Oklahoma, the Tennessee, and the Nebraska. Or the Arizona, you tell me, the Arizona, the Nebraska, and the Oklahoma. Anyway, it had no strategic negative effect on the United States Navy other than to kill around 2,300 Americans. Young boys who were clueless. They had no idea what was going on. Was not a surprise to Navy intelligence, was a surprise to people who were sleeping in their bunks. Again, this is a high-security naval port where the stupid American Navy had 2 aircraft carriers docked there simultaneously. The Enterprise and the Lexington were both at dock at Pearl Harbor up to 1 week before the attack, when the Enterprise left to go to Wake Island, and then the Lexington left a couple days before the attack. This is highly irresponsible. You never have 2 aircraft carriers moored simultaneously in the same port facility. Never. A child wouldn't do that, but the United States Navy did. Anyway, again, a secured port facility subject to a Japanese surprise sneak attack. Impossible. But it happened. A day that will live in infamy. Not really. I think the Sharon Tate murder lives in infamy. 9/11. These are all false flag attacks. And they're all done in port facilities. So we got the USS Maine in Cuba, Havana, Cuba. We got Pearl Harbor in Honolulu, Hawaii. We got the World Trade Center destruction of 3 buildings by direct energy weaponry. Controlled demolition. You betcha. Not fires, not airplanes. It's impossible. In the Port of New York, a secured port facility. How does that happen if it isn't an inside job? It can't happen. It's impossible. And the authorities destroyed the crime scene immediately. As soon as they could possibly destroy it, they did. Sending the debris off to China. So you can't look at it.